Students, this is Karthik Trivedi and you are watching a lecture series of engineering graphics and design with me. So today we are going to start a new chapter called projection of solid. So let us start. But before we start this chapter, it is necessary to define a solid. So what do you mean by solid? So yes, you are right. Solid is nothing but a 3D geometry. So in this chapter we are going to learn different types of solid. So let us take some of the solid. For example, so you can see on your screen we are going to take 4 solid here for just basic understanding. So first we're going to take square prism, then we take square pyramid, then we take cylinder, and then we take cone. Okay, so there are other types of solids, but here we have taken only 4 types of solid for the sake of understanding. Okay, let us see over here. First you can see on your screen. So let us see the image of square prism on your screen. Why it is known as square prism? Because you can see that the top surface and the bottom surface both are having a shape of square prism. If this prism having a top surface and bottom surface something like pentagon type, then it is known as pentagonal prism. Same way for hexagonal prism. Okay, so this is what you have to understand. Okay, now let us take square pyramid. Why it is known as square pyramid? So see the bottom surface of this pyramid. So bottom surface of the pyramid is look like a square. So that's why it is known as square pyramid. If the bottom surface of this pyramid is having a shape like pentagon, then it is known as pentagonal pyramid. Same way for hexagonal pyramid. So I think you will understand what here I am trying to say. Now you know that here it is cylinder and cone. So we have taken just these 4 solid for some basic concepts. Okay, now focus on square prism. So you can see that this is the top surface. Now this is having now can you tell me what kind of face this square prism is having? Yes, you are right, it is having a rectangle face. When I say face, what does it mean? So you can see the top surface and the bottom surface of the square prism. So what we have done, we have connect all the corner of the top surface and all the corner of the bottom surface by vertical line. Okay, so what happens basically if we do so, we are having 4 types of, you can see that over here 1, 2, 3 and 4, we can get the 4 kind of vertical rectangles over there. So that is known as face. So that is why we have written over here it is having a rectangular face. Okay, now next, this is known as longer edge, or you can see the longer edge means what we are when I say longer edge of the square prism. So what you have to do, you have to see the edge which is connecting top and bottom portion of the square prism. Okay, now next, when I say corner of the base, so you can see that you have to see the base of the square prism. When you have to see if it is square prism, it is having a 4 corners. So this is known as corner of the base. Okay, next thing, when I say edge of the base, so you have to see the base, and edge of the base means side of the base. So square prism having a 4 side, so you can see that edge of the base. Okay, so now you will understand when I say edge of the base. Now this is known as base. So you already know that top portion, this bottom portion is known as base. Okay, so you have to understand this kind of terminology, because in example he is using this kind of the word like corner of the base, or he will use like something edge of the base. Then you have an idea what I am talking about. Okay, so that's why we are taking this kind of terminology over here. Now come on to the square pyramid. So you can see the top portion, the topmost portion of the square pyramid. So that is known as apex. So this point of what is the highest point, that is known as apex, where all the line is connecting. Okay, so you can see that the highest point of the pyramid, that is known as apex. Next, this is known as slant edge. What is slant edge? So topmost point and the bottom surface. So in square pyramid, what you have a topmost point, that is apex, and you are having a bottom surface. So line connecting the topmost point means apex and the corner of the base. So you can having this inclined line like this. So this all inclined line is known as slant edges. Okay, so you can see that here the slant edges over here. So if it is square prism, how many types of slant edges will be there? So it is having 4 corner points, so it will having a 4 slant edges. Okay, now this is known as base, that you already know. Now this is known as edge of the base, this is known as corner of the base, Okay, so that you know. Now this is not which kind of face it will be having. Yes, it will be having a triangular face. Okay, so you can see that the square pyramid will having a triangular face. Now let us come to the cylinder and the cone. So you can see that cylinder and cone over here. So cylinder and cone, so you can see that in cylinder the top and bottom surface both are having a same shape. Okay, so in cylinder and cone, all the vertical lines, so in cylinder you can see that the vertical line is over there connecting the top portion and bottom portion. Same way in cone you are having the apex point, the highest point, and you are having a bottom surface which is base. So line connecting the top portion and the base. So this all are in case of cone you are having a inclined edges. So in case of vertical line, in case of cylinder and cone, the vertical line, so when you talk about cylinder you will talk about vertical line, and when you talk about the cone you will talk about the inclined vertical line. So this is known as generator in case of cylinder and cone. All this you can see that in cylinder you will have vertical line, whereas in cone you are having inclined edges, or you can say slant edges. This is known as generator. So when he written something like a generator, so you have to think about he's talking about cylinder and cone. So when we talk about cylinder and cone, we call this vertical line or this inclined edges, or you can say slant edges, we call it a generators. Okay, so that must you have to remember. Now you can see that this is base, this is apex of the cone. Okay, so this is the base, so this is all you know. Now let us move on to the second thing. Now we will take some basic thing over here. We know that the HP will be above XY line and VP will be what? Yes, below XY line. You are right. Now we are taking some different kind of condition over here. You can see that here some solid is resting on HP. So front view will be gonna look like this. If some solid is resting on HP, so front view is gonna be look like this. Axis will be what? Can you tell me the condition of axis? Yes, you are right. The axis will be perpendicular to HP and parallel to what? VP. Now see this second image over here. Can you tell me the condition of this solid? Yes, you are right. The solid is inclined to HP, or you can say the axis of the solid is inclined to HP and parallel to what? It will be parallel to VP. So you can see this kind of condition. Why here I am showing you this kind of condition? Because you can visualize the whole thing when someone write in a written form that imagine some solid which is having the axis of that solid is inclined to HP, then you have to assume this figure in your mind. So to develop the visualization power. Now let's see the third drawing over here. So you can see that, let's say here in the third thing, let's say we are having a cone. So here you can say that here it is written the lying on HP on one of the generator, because here he has used the word generator. That means that means here the geometry is either cone or cylinder, but we can from the shape we can say that it is a cone. So you can see that the one of the side of the cone is resting on HP. So you can know that in case of cone we call it side as a generator. So that's why here written the lying on HP on one of his generator. So front view gonna be look like this. So this is how you have to visualize. What is the condition of axis? So axis is inclined to what? HP and parallel to VP. So these are the three things when we talk about with respect to HP. Now let us see the second figure over here. Okay, now we will talk something about with reference to VP. So you know that VP will take below XY line. Okay, so we are going to assuming whole thing in first quadrant. Now let us assume over here. Can you tell me the condition of this solid? Yes, you are right. This solid is resting on what? Yes, you are right. This solid is resting on VP. So top view gonna be look like this. Okay. So can you tell me the condition of axis? If it is resting on VP on its base, so it will be look like this. So axis will be perpendicular to what? VP and parallel to what? HP. Now take second condition. See this drawing and can you tell me the condition of this? So yes, you are right. The axis is what? Axis is inclined to VP. So resting on VP on, or you can see that here you can see that the resting on VP on one of the point of base circle. Let's say it is a here this solid is cone. So can you just read this word, resting on VP on one point of base circle. So resting on VP and one of the point of the base circle you can see that is on VP. So this is how you have to draw things. So you have to just read this sentence. On what you have to do, you have to just hide this figure and visualize that what kind of geometry that comes in your mind, and then see over here. Okay, so better your visualization, better you can solve the example. Now see here, but before we go to the third city, here you can tell me the condition of axis. Yes, you write here the axis is inclined to VP and parallel to what? HP. Now let's move on to the third figure over here. So can you tell me? Yes, you are right. Here the solid is lying on VP on one of its generator. So when he's talking about generator, that means he's talking about what? Either this geometry is cone or cylinder, but from the figure you can see that that geometry is cone. So this is how you have to visualize when you write this kind of a sentence, that is lying on VP on one of the generator or resting on VP on one of the point of base circle. Then you must have ability to draw the same thing in your drawing book. Okay, now before we jump onto the next point, can you tell me the condition of the axis of the last drawing? Yes, the axis is inclined to what? VP and parallel to what? HP. Okay, so here we have taken all the condition with reference to VP. Now here we can see the sum of the steps of solving the problem. So what we have to do? So if here, if say that if it is inclined to HP, let's say if some solid is given and he said that it is inclined to HP, so what we will do? We have to solve this problem in third stage. So in first stage, if the solid is inclined to HP, we will start solving the problem by considering it is parallel to what? HP. If in example it is given that solid is inclined to VP, so how we gonna start the solving the problem? By assuming that solid is resting on VP. So what we will do? If solid is parallel to HP, so in first stage if solid is parallel to HP, second angle will be HP angle and third stage angle will be VP angle. If solid is parallel to VP, so in first stage we will draw by taking parallel to VP condition, second stage VP angle and third stage HP angle. Same just like what we have done in projection of plane. Okay, so that is how we gonna draw it. So here are some step over here, but we will not go into that much. We are understanding all these things by solving the example. Okay, just repeat this video again and again and you will get it what here I'm trying to say. I hope you will like this video. Have a nice day. Bye bye.